for is 𝗁𝗵𝗏𝗂𝗧𝗏.
It's okay.
One, we will be discussing about the theory of reasoned action. Before I dive in deep into the theory of reasoned action, I would love to explain what theory is, reasoned action, then bring them together and explain in detail. What do you understand by theory? Theory is a set of plans or ideas. Set of plans, ideas, or principles that explains how and why something happens. When we talk about idea, there's a quite difference between idea and ideas. Idea can be as a result of just one person's knowledge, while ideas is a combination of either two or more persons submitting their knowledge to form ideas. So when we are referring to as theory, we are not expecting ideas from quark. When referring to theory, we are expecting ideas from professionals, from practitioners, from experts, before we can come up with a theory. So when we say theory is a set of ideas that explains how and why something happens. I'll be using germ theory as an instance. Germ theory states that many diseases are caused by tiny living organisms called germs or microorganisms, which could be bacteria, virus, fungi, parasites, and the like. Germ theory explains that a lot of diseases, many diseases, they are caused by tiny living organisms. So it was some scientists, but two psychologists joined hands together with you to develop the theory. The other scientists are named Robert Koch and Joseph Lister. Those scientists came together to develop what germ theory is. That's the simple explanation of that definition. I have another definition for theory. Theory is an explanation. It's an explanation that helps us understand and predict events and behavior. The first definition I gave, I quote it as a general, definition of theory in general terms. It will be in terms of biology, physics, chemistry. It's a definition of theory in general terms. But this definition that says that theory is an explanation that helps us understand and predict events and behavior. This definition has to do with psychology and behavioral aspects. So we say theory explains. You use explanation. After ideas have been submitted, then they submit those ideas, they explain the ideas. So the process at which they explain the ideas, after the ideas have been submitted by different experts, they explain the ideas within themselves, they understand, and they are able to predict events and behavior. That's just what the definition of theory is saying. Now, reasoning action. Reasoning has to do with thinking, then action, a behavior. So when you say reasoning action, things that happen psychologically before you can carry out the behavior. That's what reasoning action is all about. Now, moving on to theory of reasoning action. I came up with a definition of theory of reasoning action, and I'm also going to state what the theory says. My definition: theory of reasoning action is a psychological and behavioral theory. It's a psychological and behavioral theory that explains how a person's attitude and intention influences their behavior. You have to know that before a behavior will be executed, attitude and intention have to take place. Attitude in the sense that you have to evaluate this behavior I'm about to enter into. What is the possible outcome? Is the outcome going to be positive or negative? Is the outcome going to be favorable or unfavorable? That's what this attitude is talking about. And the intention is like the readiness of performing that behavior. How ready are you to perform that behavior? That's what my definition is talking about. Now, stating the theory of reasoning action states that a person's behavior is determined by their intention to perform it. Behavior is determined by their intention to perform it. That is, intention comes first before the behavior. And this intention is determined, or it is influenced by two things. The theory of reasoning action states that a person's behavior is influenced by their intention to perform it. And this intention is influenced by two things. One, it is influenced by their attitude towards the behavior. It is influenced by their attitude towards the behavior, and it is also influenced by subjective norms. I explained this attitude earlier. You already know the behavior you want to venture into. Now try to evaluate if the outcome will be positive or negative.